Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. It's March 23rd, 2025. This is Facebook Live number 391. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I was planning on coming on at 6:30, but I kind of forgot to eat dinner, and it took me a little longer. So I'm sorry I'm late. I have a super cute card for you tonight, and somebody is going to win it. So I'll tell you how to do that in just a second. I'm going to put you down at the table in just a moment, and if you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away. I'll let you know when I'm done messing around with the camera. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody had a nice weekend, and oops, tried to move this over. Here we go. And we will untwist and get that down facing the table. Cool. All right. Tightening up my holder. And I think we will squish in just a little bit. Okay. And put a little bit of light on the subject. I'm gonna move this a little closer. I had to move my lights earlier because I needed space on my table. So I had to kind of remove a lot of things, move things around. Okay, so I think we're good. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. You can use the host code CUBD9EUU when you have an order that is under $150. When your order is over $150, do not use that host code because I want you to receive the benefits. And the benefits will be, the current reward system is going to be changed, and that is going to be, everyone is going to receive benefits on any order above $20. So just like going to Walgreens and you have their reward system, you spend a certain amount and then you get rewarded. And Stampin' Up! Is going to do the same thing. You can bank up the rewards, or you can use them on the next. You can save them up and use them for kind of a larger piece that you've been saving up for, and you're getting it free or kind of getting it half off. If you want to use your little individual rewards on separate orders, that's okay too. They do have an expiration date, and but it's going to be a really cool thing. So right now, Hostesses considered after $150 or $150, you get to earn rewards. Now, when the program changes, you will get rewards whether you spend $80, $50. So that's a really cool thing. All right. So the next thing is that the catalogs that are current, this one is the current catalog, and this one is the spring mini catalog. Now they are going to be kind of running to their end. May 5th is when you can last order out of these, and actually I think through April on mini catalog, but the new catalog that has been released to the demonstrators that went on stage, that new catalog is starting May 6th. So if you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to send you a catalog. Now, if you have been, if you placed an order anytime this year and through January of last year, I'm going to put that criteria in the catalog sender, and Stampin' Up! Will mail those catalogs out. So I find that all last year and up through this year, you know, I don't want to just do last year, because this year, if somebody just new has found me, I want to include them in on it. Now, these are 2 publications that you can purchase from, and then there are the online exclusives. Now, these are items that you will not see in a publication. Stampin' Up! Can add to the online gallery, if you want to call it that, multiple times a year. And so you get new product quicker, fresher. Now, some of the product, once it runs out, will not be stocked. So they are while supplies last. So if you go into the online exclusives and you punch in the name and it doesn't come up, that means it's gone. Okay. If you see something that says it's red and it says unavailable on it, that means it's coming back. So it's going to be restocked. But we, as demonstrators, do not know what is going to be restocked and what's not. So be sure, if you see something you like, get it before it is restocked or not. So it depends on your choice. There's also, up through until the new catalog's released, there is a new scrapbooking brochure that was released in January. And that will retire once the new catalog comes out as well. Now, some of the products might move to the online exclusives, and some products might move to the last chance list. Now, that means that product is not going to be restocked. And once it moves to the last chance list, some of it's going to have discounts and some of it won't. But if you see something there, get it while you can, because it will not be restocked. Once it's sold out, it's going to be on the discontinued list and may no longer be able to be purchased. So those are kind of some newer things that Stampin' Up! Has kind of put on us, or introduced to us this year. All right. So we're going to be creating a really cute card, and it's going to be with something different, because when you've seen the terrific Toadstools bundle, so what that means, a Toadstool bundle means that there's a punch and a stamp set, or a stamp set and dies. That's a bundle. So when you purchase them together, you use that one bundle number, you save 10%. Now, sometimes bundles are a part of a suite, and then you save still the 10%, but you get product that coordinates with it. Now, this had celebration paper, and that paper was very bright. We're not doing that tonight. We're using, I'll show you in just a moment, but some of the things that I wanted to use, the terrific Toadstool bundle, and I also wanted to use Elements of Text. Now, Elements of Text is an online exclusive. It's a standalone, so that means there's no dies, no punches. Now, the terrific Toadstools is in the spring mini catalog. It's on page 53, and that's a bundle. That's what we're using today. Now, this is a snippet of the Designer Series paper that was released when this catalog came out. And so what Stampin' Up! Does is they take Designer Series paper, and all the color families are in the same pattern. So I took the in colors, so the peach pie, the petunia pop, the returning pretty in pink, the summer splash, and the shy shamrock. Now I took those colors and I did a little swatch. So this is one piece of paper, so it's the front and the back. And then this is another front and the back. So this is a wonderful way to use designer series paper when it's in a family pack. So I am actually getting out the neutrals. Now I chose the neutrals just because you get 2 sheets of each color. So it's not missing anything. So in here is Basic Gray, Blackberry Bliss, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Gray Granite, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Peach Pie, and Smoky Slate. So this is neutrals. The same color, sorry, the same designer palettes also in the subtles, the brights, the regals, and also the in colors that's retiring, I believe. Now, this designer series paper will be put on the last chance list because this will go away and new designer series paper will come out in the catalog. Now, I'm just assuming it's going to go on the last chance list. There's no guarantee. Some things might move over to the online exclusive, so I don't know. But I'm just going to say that I'm pretty sure they change the designer series paper designs every year, and they don't carry over. So I don't think it will, but if it does, don't hate me. All right, so we're going to be using this designer series paper, but in the Regals color. And we're also going to be using a 2 3/8 circle punch that is the online exclusives. And that's going to be today. And so let me show you the card that we're making. We're making this one. So what I wanted to do was feature copper clay. And copper clay is an in color, and this color is going to be put on the last chance list, and I wanted to use colors that coordinate with it. So the color coach told me that Blackberry Bliss and Basic Gray would work together, and so I'm going to create this card, and somebody is going to get a chance to win it. So hopefully you get a chance. Now, I don't know if you could see the shimmer on those mushrooms, but I used Winkostella on there and made it very pretty. Okay, so how you get a chance to get entered, and I'll show you this later on also, is if you do, I'm going to squish in just a little bit, just so you could see that better. Okay, so if you do a thumbs up or a heart, you get a chance. Hi, Karen, welcome. You get a chance to win this card. If you leave a comment, you get a chance to win this card. So I will enter your name for a comment, a like, or a thumbs up. I'll enter your name for that. And if you share this on your timeline, I will enter your name 2 times. So that gives you 4 different ways to win this card. All right, so let me show you the dry throat, the measurements of the cardstock that we're going to be using today. All right, so I have a piece of Basic White, which is 3.5 by 4 3/4. This is a scrap piece of that designer series paper that I told you about. That's a 1/4 sheet or a 1/4 inch. And this is the same designer series paper. So like this one here has that leaf pattern. So this is the opposite side, but in the same pack of paper. That's a 1/2 inch. Now a piece of Basic White, that is just a scrap along with these 2 other pieces. I had a whole lot of on the Spotlight in Nature cut out for an event, so I'm just going to use those pieces up. So we got 2 scrap pieces for that. This is also a scrap piece, which is a 3x3 basic white piece. The same designer series paper, so this is 3.5 by 2. Again, another piece of that designer series paper. It's 1 by 4 3/4. This is the copper clay. This is the one of the colors that's going to be retiring and put on the last chance list. So this is 8 by 5 1/4, and I scored it at 4. And this is the base. This is the card, black, basic black, and it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I like to do this so that way, if, say, maybe you like the layout that I'm going to make this card in, but you don't have the designer series paper, but you have something else. This way you could come in and say, okay, I have a square punch, but I don't have a circle punch. And you can take my card, change it up. You have your measurements, and you can pause it, get those measurements, get everything cut up, and you can recreate this card on a replay. So that's why I like doing this. Okay, so that's enough. All right. There we go. And I'm going to take my card out of the way. So, I mean, I have a lot of stamps here. And so I just want to make sure that I'm not using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine today, but I am going to be doing stamping. And so I'm just going to put kind of things where I want, so I don't forget where I'm going with things. All right, so we're going to just leave that. We're going to stamp this in just a little bit. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat, and this helps when you have photopolymer. Now, it doesn't matter when you're using red rubber if you have this Stampin' Pearson mat, but I find that if I stamp, over the cardstock and I hit this, then I'm not stamping on my glass mat. So it's a good way to have basically protection of your stamp surface. So I'm going to be using copper clay ink pad, a basic gray ink pad, and then we're going to have Blackberry Bliss, and then the Memento ink pad. So we're going to do a lot of tone on tone. And so first of all, I'm going to do copper clay. And like I said, this one's going to be on the last chance list, along with Boho Blue, Moony Mauve, Pebble Path, and Wild Wheat. And that is just going to make me sad. So let's see, what do I want to do? All right, so first of all, we're going to take this stamp and ink that up. And I'm actually going to grab, there's a fuzzy on there, like a big one. So I'm just going to stamp that right there. And I'm going to stamp that in second generation. And I'm going to move that down. Again, second generation. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect. This is not a collage, but it's kind of like a collage. And I think I messed up on that one. Like, it's a little darker than everybody, but that's okay. It's not going to really matter. And it's the idea of just kind of mixed, we can change that. I mean, that looks darker there too. Okay, we're going to change that up. We're going to show you how to do that. This is the reason why I like doing the cards the way I do. All right, so stamp off. Stamp it. Stamp off. Different selection of area. Stamp off. Go right there. Stamp off. Right at the end. Stamp off. There we go. I'm trying not to make it so that it's not hitting other parts. I don't want it to make it look like a mess, but it's kind of collagey, but not really. So that was stamped off. Now we're going to take this piece from the same stamp set, and we're actually going to go full strength on here. Now I'm going to actually just twist my paper around rather than taking the stamp in my hand and twisting it, because doing that, it's a lot easier to move your paper is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're just going to get a little bit there and a little bit off there. Okay, so just a little bit everywhere. One more. There we go. Okay, so then we're just going to leave that. I got a fuzzy on that one too. Okay, so we're going to take that off. And then we're going to go and we're going to take this larger circle. We're going to ink that up. And we're going to stamp off right there. And we're going to punch that out in just a moment. Okay. But I want to get kind of all my colors together so I know where I'm going. All right, so we're going to actually put that off to the side. We're going to close this one up because I believe we are done for now. And then we're going to take this one, which is different. So you got one that's a little bit more clustered together, one's more a little elongated. So we're going to take this one and we're going to do tone on tone with basic gray. And we're just going to go straight on the designer series paper. Did you know you could do that? You can stamp on designer series paper. How cool. I mean, just like that. Pretty easy, right? Okay, so then now we're going to put that over there, and we are going to stamp. Okay. Come on. My cat was being very affectionate when I was wearing this sweatshirt. So that's why I think I was getting all these little fuzzies. So I'm just taking that little puppy off. Okay, so we're going to ink up. So this is the big mushroom. In the basic gray. Okay, so that is that one. And then we have the stem. All right. Like I said, I'm using a lot of this in particular set. Okay, so this is basic gray, and we're actually going to stamp off. And there we go. We're going to have a lighter shade of basic gray for our stem. And we're going to end up cutting that out. So I'm just going to have that right there. And then we're going to close that up for now. We're going to come back to that color. But we're just kind of working. And let's see. We're going to do this one. And this is Blackberry Bliss. Oops, I don't like that. It didn't ink up well. Allow that ink to transfer. Much better. Okay, so these are going to get punched out, and we're going to have to fussy cut the stems. And that's okay. And then this one, let's see. We're going to stamp off. Make sure we got nice coverage. We're going to stamp off on that one, and then we're going to color that, we're going to stamp that right there. So we're going to cut that one out. So I'm just removing that piece because I can use that piece in something else. I just don't want it to get it inky. Let's see. All right, I think we're good for now. So this one, we're going to punch this one out. And okay, there's a little tiny bit that I need to chop off so it fits in the punch better. And seeing as how there's more space, on this side. Now this punch does not leave a ring, a white ring. It comes all the way around it. So you could see that there's not a color that comes around now. Also, it punches out a stem, but we're not using that one. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to put that in there upside down. And punch that one out as well. So we're good with that one. Okay. And so we're done with that punch. Okay. Also, I just wanted to show you that I took this one, this one right here, and I used a finger dauber, okay, and I held it through the copper clay ink pad. Now, you could use your blends. I did not want to use my blends, so what I did is I just held it like this a couple times and allowed this to dry, okay? Because I knew that I was going to be doing that, and I designed that ahead of time, so it gives me enough time to let it dry. If I used my blends, I just didn't want to take a chance of, I mean, it's going to be retiring soon, and so I don't want to ruin it before it retires, or I should say goes on the list. All right, so I'm just going to take my paper snips and cut these out. And I'm trying to cut on the edge, right on the edge, because the same thing happened with the punch. So I don't want to leave that white halo around the edge because the punch did not do that. So we're just kind of repeating that. And you don't have to be perfect with doing this because, and I'll show you why in just a moment. All right, so there's one. And here is the other one. All right, so we have our two stems cut out, and that is good. All right, so now for just one moment, I'm actually going to take just a moment and grab my Simply Chamois, and I'm going to clean the stamps. Okay. Now the red rubber, I don't necessarily have to clean, but it's the photopolymer that I don't like leaving the color on because it stains them. but you can still see through them. They're pretty good. It's just kind of like the brighter reds and the brighter pinks and even some of the purples that change the colors. The photopolymer. You know what? It's a sign of a well-loved stamp. All right, and so, and my Simply Chamois actually is in 4 pieces. I like to do that because I generally have, when I have stamp camps, it's a way for me to have different stations and have one available at each station. Okay, and at the stamping event as well. Okay, so that is done for now, for cleaning. And, all right. So the next thing that we're going to do is put together some things. You know what? Maybe we should stamp the inside. Yeah, let's stamp the inside. Well, first of all, let's use this punch. We're going to take this and punch that out. Toss that. And that way we have all our parts ready. Okay, and we're going to use, okay, You Are Magical on the inside. And we're going to use that one and these two. So we're going to put these on the inside of the card. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Piercing mat again. And we're going to stamp this in. Told you we're coming back to these colors, right? All right. So we're going to do this one. And we're going to stamp off, because we did that for the front, correct? So we're going to do that on the same thing on the inside. Okay, so we got that one. And then we're going to do Full Strength. These little ones are my favorite. Okay, and the Blackberry Bliss. And then we're going to do the Basic Gray. Now, I'm actually going to do my top first, a cap, I guess they call it. And we're just going to let that sit there for a second, allow that ink to transfer. And then this stem, we're going to stamp off, and then we're going to put that right there. Because I wanted to know where my center was. That's the reason why I did that one first. Okay, and so we're going to close that up. And now, so far, it turned out really nice, okay? Now, the reason why I haven't attached it to the inside of the card is so if I make a boo-boo, then I can change it and flip it over, just like I did with that, okay? So, we're going to do You Are Magical. Now, who would you send this card to if you won it? Somebody that you're thinking of that could be using a little happy mail. All right, there we go. You Are Magical. Okay, so I believe we are done stamping. So now we can actually put together our card. Okay, so this here is going to get these two put on there. And so they're kind of skinny. So I'm going to grab my craft mat, and this here, I'm going to flip that over, and I'm going to add adhesive. And then I am just going to grab that scrap that I cut off. And now we're going to put more adhesive on it. And we're going to put that, whoops, I just dropped it. All right, so we're going to put that right on the center of our card, just like that. And I have a little bit of excess glue, so we'll just take that off. And we're going to snip that off. Now, just wanted to say that Facebook is going to be eliminating my 390 Facebook Lives eventually. Everything that is from 1 to, I think, till mid-March, is going to be eliminated June 1st. But I think mid-March, my Facebook Lives have a 30-day lifespan. So going forward, any Facebook Live is going to last only 30 days. And so for everybody who does Facebook Lives, they're going to get rid of all these saved Facebook Lives. So I am slowly moving them over to my YouTube page. I probably will not get all of them on there. So make sure that you go and find the ones that you like and, watch them. But if it's something that's current, watch it and share it ASAP. Because the person that you're sharing it to, or that sees it, I want them to get a chance to get entered into the drawing. All right, so I'm going to sit down for just a moment because I want to do this. We're going to make a banner, and I really like my glass mat because me poking a hole in this piece right here, it's not going to damage it. But I like doing that so when I am making my banners, I have a point to go to. For me, cutting it in the middle, I don't do that very well. So it doesn't work for me. So this works better for me to do it this way. All right, so then now we're going to get those ink pads out again, the Basic Gray and the Early Espresso, sorry, the Blackberry Bliss. And what we're going to do with it is we're going to grab our sponge daubers, okay? And so the first one, there's going to be a little bit of white showing, but also I'm just using kind of to highlight, because we stamped off, so I kind of want it, a little bit of shadowing on there. So that's what we're doing. And plus, if you don't cut perfectly now, it doesn't matter, okay? And, right, so that one's done. And I actually take my finger daubers and I wash them out so that they run clear, because they come in a pack of 5. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing in going gray. So that's an old color. In Basic Gray. All right. And try to get those edges there. I mean, doesn't that kind of highlight that a little bit more? I like the way that turned out. Okay, so that is done. Okay, so let's put our banner on. And that's going to go right here, kind of equidistant all the way around the 3 ways from the top and the bottom. All right, and then this one. So if you really like this design in the paper of the in the Regals or the Subtles or the Brights, if you like these colors, or if you like the design, get them now, because they will be on the last chance list and they could run out. All right, so we're going to put that right there. All right, so, I mean, isn't that just turning out so nice? All right, so we're going to grab that silicone mat again, and we're going to do that. Oh, I should have, okay, there's a little bit of Blackberry Bliss on here, so we're just going to hit the edge of that. Because again, when I punched it out, there was a little tiny white showing. Okay, so we covered that up. So that's how you do it. All right, so then now we're going to grab the mini glue dots, and we're just going to roll that one. And so the first one that we see, I'm just going to grab that off, and I am going to lay this here. I'm not going to put it on there yet, but I would just want to kind of have it where I want it so I know where my stem is going to sit. And then this one is going to go like that. So I'm going to grab, and I'm actually going to take the people poker and just kind of roll it over so that it's a smaller piece, and that is going to line up like that. Okay, so then now we're going to take these, oops, that mini glue dot did not go on my mushroom. There we go. Now it's on there. Okay, so then now we are going to get dimensionals, and I'm going to use, these are my edges, and these are my craft and rubber scissors that Stampin' Up! Had a long time ago, when all we had was red rubber, and we had to basically cut them out ourselves. And that I liked doing that because it helped me get, I mean, I still actually cut my own out, just because I like to have it cut closer to the edges than leaving that halo around the edge. All right, so we're almost done using our dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to take our people poker, and we're just going to slight angle stab and grab those backings and just throw them away. All right, so our first one, oh, there's some roughed up edges on there too. So we're just going to take that and fix that up just like it's never there. And we're going to put our mushroom on the dimensional and prop that up just a little bit. And same thing with that one. All right, now we're going to take the I believe I used the gray granite in the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And this is in the annual catalog. Now, in the search bar, if you were to type in Baker's Twine, every Baker's Twine that is anywhere would show up. And that's the reason why I really love that search bar. Because if you were to type in glimmer, okay, so anything that is in the big catalog, the mini catalog, the online exclusives, in the scrapbooking catalog, will show up. All right, so we're going to get that and just trim that up right there. So I would say it's probably a better idea to use your blends because it would dry faster than using the way I did it, but I don't want to mess up my blend. I'm not saying it messes it up, but I didn't want to take a chance because I've done it before with other things. All right, so we're not done yet. We have to do our greeting in Memento. All right, and we're gonna say popping up to say hi, and we're gonna put that right there and allow that ink to transfer. And so we're gonna close that up. And we're going to grab the basic gray and smoky slate pearls. These are in the annual catalog. First of all, I am going to go and clean. I'm going to clean my stamps first. Very quickly, because these are photopolymer, and I do not wish to have them discolored. Okay, so we're going to grab these pearls. We're going to use the smoky slate ones. Now, I'm going to put my lid on my people poker for now and grab. We're going to put the big one there, and then we're going to put another big one right here, kind of by the greeting, and then we're going to take one of the little ones, and we're going to put that right there, creating a triangle, and that is more pleasing to the eye when it's in a triangle. Okay. I really like these pearls. All right. Go back in there. Thank you very much. All right. So we're going to put that back. And then we're going to grab the Wink of Stella. Actually, I'm going to take a drink. I got some pomegranate cherry water. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Now I'm going to sit down for a moment because I'm going to be coloring. And technically I'm not coloring, but I am coloring. This is the Wink of Stella. And I don't want it to bleed. So I kind of have to stay within its realm. I'm actually going to get a little bit of more glitter in here going. Never squeeze over your project. And the reason why is because it can make your project a mess. Ask me how I know. All right, so the glitter pen is wet, and it could reactivate the ink and make it bleed. So that's the reason why I'm sitting down and coloring, because I want to make sure that I have more control over where I'm sticking it than trying to look through a camera, my phone. So because somebody's going to win this card and I want to send something, so whoever wins it, I want them to be able to send it to somebody and have that person be happy with it. I mean, that's one. All right, so we're going to do the one on the inside because it's the same color. So try to stay within the lines. I'm even doing the stem. All right, so I'm going to actually swish that off. And then we're going to go and do the Blackberry Bliss. I tell everybody they need the Winkostella. Because everybody needs to have a little bit of glitter in their life, right? All right. So then now we're going to do the Blackberry Bliss on this side. Oops. I got a little carried away. I colored a little spot inside the white, but I don't think anybody will notice. Oh, what fun is that? I mean, so pretty. You are magical. Yep. All right. So, isn't that cute? I mean, see the colors together? I mean, the color coach really did a good job telling me what colors went together. All right, so getting a chance to win, how to get entered to win this card is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered into the drawing. Leave a comment. All you have to do is say hi. If you have never seen my videos before and you're new, tell me you're new and where you're from. I'd like to know. And share this on your timeline. You would get 2 entries for that as well. Number one, you're helping me get my name out there. And also, maybe there's a paper crafter on your timeline that hasn't touched their stuff in a while. So seeing this video might inspire them to make a card and send it to someone and make someone else's day. I mean, that's all I am, is trying to make a world a happier place. So thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. Like I said, this Facebook Live has 30 days to live in Facebook land, and I will be downloading it also to my YouTube page. So if you do see this on my YouTube page, go ahead and like and share and leave a comment as well. So I hope to see you on Thursday. Have a great week.